Today, Precarious plays
Zone of the Enders. So continuing from what we were talking about yesterday, I would not say that this game is a very successful interpretation.
Right.
A game that I think is very well interpreted, that I've been playing recently, and Bale, I'm sorry that I asked you to do that thing, and then I set it up and then didn't actually really properly ask for it yesterday. If you could put up the date that Zone of the Enders would have been brought to America and compare it to the date that Disgaea Hour of Darkness was brought to America, I would appreciate it. Because I think that they're within the same striking range, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can now approach them and destroy them.
But I think that Disgaea was much more successful. There's a lot of heart in Disgaea, in its writing, and I think that the voice performances, especially for the time, were by and large very charming.
Yeah.
They were very good. Especially Etna, because I feel like somebody was just told the voice actors for Etna, just do whatever.
Do whatever.
And she just happened to be like the right person to do that pretty responsibly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes she goes off script because her words don't quite match up with what's on screen, and it sounds better for it. So just to be a contrarian, I'm going to go to EPS 2 first.
Oh!
Player choice, motherfuckers!
It is very hard not to just think of jet noises the entire time you're flying around as this super amazing... God, I just love Jehudi.
Have you seen Anubis?
Yes, I also love Anubis.
Which one do you prefer?
I love both of them many.
The objects on the summits are EPS antennas. I detect enemy activity. Watch for them on the approach.
Okay. I think that I like Anubis's tail, though. And feet.
I think that I have a weakness for, like, bits.
Yeah.
Like floating additional equipment.
Yeah, like orbiting cool satellites around your already amazing massive robot.
So I really like Anubis because of the, it's sort of like cape or wings.
Oh, yeah.
That it has, because I think that, I'm pretty sure those all float independently. I don't think they're connected.
We'll have to talk more about its design whenever it shows up. When does it show up?
I believe it has a brief appearance at the end of this game, but I'm not sure if it has exactly the same design that it does in Zone of the Enders 2, so I'm not sure if it's going to count.
Yeah, it's interesting that you have so many memories of the sequel, but not as many of this one.
I remember Geyser being incredibly useful in the sequel. I'm gonna try it now and see if it...
Yowza.
No, it arcs down much too sharply. Maybe Sniper? It sort of stunned it for a second there. Having multiple mummies is a bit of a pain.
Yeah. Are all of the enemy teams things, Egyptian and Middle Eastern, themed?
Well, these are called, I think, mummy heads.
Yeah. Okay, so there's one.
And I'm pretty sure that the base model is called a raptor.
I don't know if that counts.
Interestingly, I believe... Actually, maybe this one is the raptor. So one thing that one criticism that's been applied to this game is that the enemy variety is really low. And it's sort of funny because I'm pretty sure that it might actually just be one... In universe, I think it might be one model that is further modified to fulfill specific battlefield needs.
Yeah, I saw that. That never bothered me,
Do I have
though.
that? Okay, I need the passcode.
That never bothered me, though, because this is a war, and the enemy team is not trying to make enemy variety. They're trying to make the most...
Oh, level 4.
You know, the best for the most for the least, you know, that whole... They want to make something cheap and reproducible that will do a good job that they can also outfit to do more than one thing. I mean, a versatile
Base frame.
yeah, is way more valuable than a bunch of different weird shit. I mean, I think that it would be... I think it would take something away from the environment if they didn't do that. I really like the way the enemies compare to your frame? Orbital frame?
Yes, the orbital frame.
Alright, I'm starting to get the jargon! Life is no fun without jargon.
Whoa. See, the enemy levels, they are starting to increase.
Yeah.
And the level 4s are actually technically above me right now.
Oh. You think it's because you went to 2 instead of 1, you rebel?
If that's it, if I go to 1 and the enemy levels are significantly lower there, I'm gonna be... No, I think I messed up in a different way. I feel like the password for Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what that is.
Ooh, that looks like a thing you can go in.
I bet that the password for Gauntlet, because I don't see any, like, I'm pretty sure that's just healing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the password for Gauntlet is going to be in the other one.
I'm sorry.
Well, they just... a lot of people, they really like the ability to have that sense of choice, right?
Yeah, even if it's not an actual choice, just having...
Oh, God, hold on. I have to step up my game because he got a bunch of sweet combos off on me, so I'm gonna just blast him from a distance.
Well, I think the illusion of choice is really important in games, even when, especially maybe when they're more linear, just because it makes the world feel larger, even if that's not the truth. It helps you enjoy the game whether or not you actually have a ton of choice.
What I was going to say is I often kind of prefer if they don't actually have... If after completing this area, if the result is, hey, you should have just done them in order, if that's what they're going to say to me, like, in gameplay, then I wish that they hadn't given me the fake choice to begin with.
Right. I can understand.
It's not like, say, in... If it doesn't wind up creating a satisfying story,
Yeah.
then it's just a bother.
Yeah.
If somebody that I'm talking to about the game, if I say, well, instead of, whenever I was playing Skyrim, instead of going and to the first town, like the starter town, like you're sort of supposed to, I wound up going completely the wrong direction, and I wound up going to this crazy town in the mountains, and I wound up, like, fighting a bear, and I went to a dungeon, and I never even did, like, the first starter quest, but I played for 200 hours and have this completely different story from yours. That's one thing. I'm worried that my story here is going to be, yeah, just for giggles, I went to Area 2 before Area 1, and then the game told me to fuck off and go to Area 1 first instead. Like that's the way that's going to be the story.
That's not nearly as valuable. That's not a choice, that's a mistake.
Yes, exactly.
Although I like that sense of messing up and figuring something out, so
This one
I
doesn't
value that type of thing.
This one doesn't count, though, because of me doing it on purpose to be cheeky, you know?
Yeah.
I'll be a little disappointed, but I should know better.
You shouldn't. No, I'm just sorry. I was going to give you shit about this, but I'm not, because I'm being fancy today. I'm going to talk about grass texture. You know what? One of my favorite things in this era of games is...
What?
You know how they, like, have, like, markers and breadcrumb trails and all kinds of stuff now that basically, like, points you to everything, and secrets are not mainstream anymore?
What do you mean? Like, having them? Like
Yeah.
including them?
Including secrets, and I mean true secrets.
That is
Not-
correct.
Then we can't go any further.
I don't know. There's no way
This facility for now. We should try to find another way.
to.
Well, no, maybe
Reinforced program. Be
this could
careful.
still turn out okay. Sorry, you were saying?
I was saying something a little bit dodgy about there being a different quality of Easter egg in older games. But I don't think that that's a generalization that's fair enough to really say. But
No, I think that their development was, I believe, generally speaking, it was handled by smaller teams and individuals had, I think, greater accountability. Or no, I'm sorry, greater personal autonomy, and it kind of made them self-accountable or accountable at a very local level. So you had a lot of cute, fun stuff
We have shot down
that,
the enemy.
or occasionally sometimes sort of like weird pervy stuff that would wind up like in a game. Like developers stressed out and just wanting to like leave their mark. There are tons of stories about people like writing their names or writing like gross or stupid stuff like in the textures, like in the interior space of a building that you can only see if you have like no clip on, and people discover like a decade after the fact.
yeah.
With like advanced cheating devices and stuff, and like hours of exploring the game.
I want to tell my favorite story about that. Well, but it'll have to wait until tomorrow.
Okay, but I just got pass control.
Well,
Pass
good.
control.
You can control the passes tomorrow.
Pass control. Now Jehudi will never wet the bed.
What? Bed? What bed?
The giant robot bed. You know.
Yeah, I do. No,
Oh,
I don't.
hey. I wonder if I think I might have done a good.
Huh?
Bale, put me maybe doing a good in. Or maybe they just anticipated me being bad and made it to where you can never do a bad? This is for use in EPS 1, and I found it in EPS 2.
Cool.
Maybe. I don't know. Find out tomorrow. Does that sound?
Sounds like you need to stop talking for half a second.